Okay,
I just started the recorder at 7 o'clock.
okay. It's 7 o'clock, April 20th, 2021. I'd like to call the meeting of Board of Selectmen to order. I'm Rob Hellstrom, in for Steve Everett tonight, can't make it. First, it's being a virtual meeting, we need to read the rules of conduct for virtual meeting. This is a web-based call. We are operating under the following procedures. This session is being both video and audio recorded. Board members and staff will generally remain on mute, except when speaking or voting, and will generally be keeping video of themselves on throughout the meeting. If a member of the public creates an audio or video disruption, they may be manually ejected from the meeting upon recommendation of staff or the first selectman. For public input before the meeting, email your comments to info@columbia.org within 24 hours before the meeting. For public input during the meeting, your comments can be submitted to the chat feature in Zoom meeting, or wave your hand and request your mic to be unmuted. Please include in both methods your name and address. So, okay, as traditionally, since we've been going through this, we'll have a moment of silence to remember those who aren't with us and all the other things that are going on in the world that need pause. Okay, thank you. We got someone in there with some background noise. I'm not sure, but I know it's not here. I'm quiet.
Mark,
Okay.
you have to mute everybody except for the Board of Selectmen.
Okay, I don't hear anything now, so it must be good. Approval of the agenda for tonight. Any comments about the agenda that we've been presented tonight? If not, I move that we approve it. Judy?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Bob says yes. Okay. Approval of minutes from the last meeting of, let's see, where is that? That's the
April
meeting of
6th.
April 6th, 2021. Any comments on that? Changes or anything anyone sees? Hearing nothing, I move we approve the minutes. Judy?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Lisa?
Lisa's muted.
Yes.
Rob, yes. Okay. Next. Audience of citizens. Mark, do you have anyone who's looking to speak?
Nobody's in chat and we did not receive any public input.
Okay. Want to move on to old business. Number 7. I think this is, you want to talk to Mark, it's the Eastern Region Tourism District brochure, and you have some information you want to speak.
Yes,
share.
I'm going to share. Okay. Oh, I think I shared the wrong thing.
No, you got it.
You got it.
You see the brochure?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, great. So this was a grant that the 12 towns along the airline trail from Portland to Pomfret received to help drive tourism from all the towns along the airline trail, which Columbia, we have a little piece. So we're highlighting some of the things that you can get to by walking off the trail. And we're going to build these Q codes. I think they're called something else, QRS codes or something.
QR codes.
QR codes. So we're going to build these into the brochure. And when you click it, you'll see every hiking trail in Columbia. When you click on this one, it'll be all the restaurants in Columbia. And then when you hit this one, it'll be attractions in Columbia, places to shop and special attractions.
So the code gives the address.
Right, the code, when you hit your phone, it'll take you to all those things.
Okay. Okay,
Just like menus in restaurants today.
yeah,
Yeah, and the QR code that is visible there is working. So if you wanted to try it, you can try that QR code for the trails and hiking.
okay,
So we're, Jen and I, Stephen, and now the board has seen this. We're going to send it back to the designer that came up with the template, and he's going to improve it a little more. But we've at least put the text and our QR codes and everything that's needed to make this go live. And then they're going to print, I think we're going to get like 3,000 brochures, and they fold up to pocket size that we can distribute. And then we'll get access if we ever want to make more brochures. We'll have access to the printer, and they'll give us the file back in case we ever want to edit it. So does everybody think that looks okay?
Looks good.
Looks good. I
yeah,
like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right, well, we'll keep going forward.
The only thing, okay, never mind. It does it. Never mind. Ignore my question.
We didn't think this was going to be this big a project, so hats off to Jen. I want to thank her for making this come to life. We just thought they set it up where we're just going to throw them a couple pictures and they'd handle everything. And then we realized, no, that's not going to work. We've got to put a big effort into this. So that's all I have on that.
is there
Okay,
anything
so
on the winery? Do you have anything on the winery here?
Yeah, right here, there's the winery.
I'm missing it, okay. Because that's a nice
Right.
thing to advertise.
And the QR code will tell more about the winery
Okay,
and our retail and places to eat and stuff like that.
good.
perfect.
Okay, so wait a minute.
So we ready to move to new business?
Yes, I'm trying to get back now. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Stop sharing. There we
There
go.
you go.
You did
Okay.
it.
On to
Miracle.
new business. We need to set a town meeting for the purchase of the rescue truck. I guess, does anyone need, I know, anyone, we need to have anyone to talk about this, or are we all pretty much aware of this? I can just read the motions.
Beverly, do you want to explain what we've set up here in the accounting side?
Okay, so we need two town meetings.
She froze.
Oh, she froze. Okay. Basically, the truck, the fire department has narrowed
I'll
down.
do the first.
Oh, you back? Oh, Bev, you had froze.
Okay. So the first one is we purchased the Robinson property and we paid for a survey for that, and it was paid out of capital funds. So we need a survey, transfer about $1,500 to cover that cost put in. So we need a town meeting for that. The second transfer is for the purchase of towards the purchase of the rescue pumper truck that the fire department has worked so hard the last couple of years to design, figure out what they needed and all that. So basically they would like to put down 90% of the value of the truck. The truck purchase is totaling $708,359. They want to pay about 90%, which is about $637,500. So we're proposing a transfer from the general fund of $165,000 so we can put down at least 90%. And then the balance will be paid once the truck is delivered. Right now, the estimate is going to be another $70,000, but by paying the 90%, those funds are being put into an interest-bearing account by the company and earning interest, which could amount to at least $15,000, which they're allowing us to apply towards the last payment as a credit. The fire department did look into leasing, but it's actually going to cost more to lease the truck versus paying outright. So this is basically to purchase it and take ownership right away once the truck is ready for delivery.
Okay.
So since this is a capital item, we also need a town meeting on this. So the motion is to set a date for that also.
Now, what kind of town meeting are we talking about? A virtual one or a live one?
Live.
I had a long discussion with legal counsel today, and right now, trying to do one where the public comes in over the computer has not gone well. They haven't seen any that have really worked well yet. So my recommendation is that we have the town meeting in Yeoman's Hall and have everyone spread out, wear masks, and have it right before a regular Board of Selectmen meeting. And then if there's more people than can safely be in Yeoman's Hall, we move it outside. But if we try to do it coming in through the computer, we'd have to set up the registrars to pre-register everybody, prove they're a citizen, and then give them a separate link back to the town meeting with only vetted, registered voters. So that process doesn't really work great yet.
It's complicated.
I'm all for going outside if we need to. Bring an umbrella if it's raining.
Because I don't see this as controversial at all. I mean, we've been working on this for 5 years, putting money aside for the rescue. truck.
Right.
This is not going to come as a surprise to anybody.
And they've actually saved us a bunch of money.
Well, right, by
Because
doing this,
we had thought it was going to be like 800,000, didn't we?
we were planning on 700. It's coming a little more, but the other quote was 800,000.
Right, for the tanker part. So this is actually great.
Right.
Good work.
We're moving it up too because we can get quite a discount by paying 90% of it in advance.
Right.
So we'll be saving quite a bit of money. So it's financially in our favor to do this.
Go ahead and make the motion, Rob.
All right, let's make a motion. Motion to set a town meeting to appropriate and transfer $165,000 from the town of Columbia general fund to capital account CVFD capital projects 20-6403-006 to increase the current balance of that capital account in order to put a 90% down payment for the purchase of CVFD Columbia Volunteer Fire Department Rescue Pumper. Town meeting to be held on May 4th, 2021 at 6:45 PM in Yeoman's Hall. All right, all in favor, well, say yes if you're in favor. Bill?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rob says yes. Okay, that proves that motion. Second motion, to set a town meeting to transfer $1,500 from contingencies 10-4800-900 to capital account town land acquisition 20-6188-001 to cover the survey costs for the Fannie Bell Robinson land purchase made at the end of March 2021. Town meeting to be held on May 4th, 2021 at 6:45 PM in Yeoman's Hall. All right, Bill,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Rob, yes. Okay, so we're all done with that. All right, let's move on to 8.2, Town of Columbia CT Land Mobile Radio. Mark, I'll let you explain what this is about. We have to
Yes.
put on this to give Steve the right to sign something, but
We have a memorandum of understanding that was brought to my attention by Jerry James and the fire department. It's a memorandum to join the Connecticut Division of State Emergency Telecommunications, and it's to be able to get onto their network. Their Emergency Service Public Protection Division statewide emergency telecommunications network. But right now, this just gives us the ability, and Jerry, jump in if I say anything wrong, but this gives us the ability to join that network, and we're committing to 5 years. But unless we actually join it, there's no cost. If we do join it, we're responsible for upgrading our radios and any tower upgrades that might be required. Jerry, is that correct?
That is correct. The system the state police currently use. Our resident trooper is on that system, and all the other troopers throughout the state. This is memorandum is a blanket memorandum that they're producing for any town in Connecticut that would like to possibly use the system. We're not committing any money. It's just as it stated, a memorandum of understanding, and it really wasn't from the fire department. Also, it was just really from my office, emergency management. The possible use by the fire department or by the town public works department, or possibly the school and emergency management. That none of that has been decided yet. Yes, it would require buying new radios to access the system, but it would give a very good coverage. The resident trooper said, 99.5% coverage within town, and it can be used. They call them talk groups, where each individual entity has a talk group, so that you're not interfering with anybody else's operation if your talk group gets enabled on this system. It's just a way into the future for communication that, as everybody knows, communication is usually the first thing that fails when stuff hits the fan. And we'd just like to do a little forward thinking and get possible access to the system.
Is this like a ham radio kind of situation where you have groups, and so that it's just over the air and there's no wires, it's repeaters and little individual units? Is that what makes it better? Is that you're not relying on landlines and that kind of thing?
In part, yes, that is true. It's a state-of-the-art system that the state has installed, and they're allowing municipalities to utilize the system because there's additional bandwidth within the system that's not being utilized, and it is very good in its coverage.
Is there a cost to the town?
At this time, zero cost.
Oh,
If the fire department chooses to utilize the system, say for storms,
yeah.
they would need to purchase some type of communication device to get onto the system via this talk group. If the DPW in the future wanted to, because of lack of some coverage with the current radio system, they could, budget wise, put in for radios to get onto the system. And there is a way to enable talk groups to talk to one another. Certainly they discourage using the CSP talk group for non-CSP activities, but the school could possibly get on it. Like I said, emergency management, fire marshal's office, it's kind of limitless.
So this is something you recommend?
I do. It's, as I stated, the resident trooper, I've spoken to him about coverage. I've also planned in early May to get a couple demo radios so that they can be used on the system, just to see how the coverage really is before we start to even think about committing any funds to it.
Okay. So it's really upgrading our communication or enhancing our communication.
Enhancing, yes. It's another tool in the toolbox.
Right.
Would it require new towers and?
No.
No.
The existing towers are around. They're actually upgrading the tower on Gates Hill in Lebanon currently. So capability is already being added in our area.
Are the radios reasonably priced? Are they excessive?
Scott, do you have, I don't really know for sure.
Good evening, everybody. Scott Haddad, Deputy Chief. The other hat I wear is Emergency Communications Manager over at UConn. And we are on the state system there already. The opportunity to get on this system now at no cost is just an MOU right now, as Jerry's talking about. When the time comes for us possibly to use it, the state has already built it out. They own all the towers that Lisa was talking about, towers and repeaters. They own them around the state already. They're just providing us different talk groups on their system. It used to be the state police system. Now they're just calling it the state of Connecticut system.
Okay.
So the cost to us or the towns that are going to go to get on the system would just be the radios. So right now, today, the fire department operates, we have our own infrastructure here in town, the little tower we have behind the firehouse. We have radios in the firehouse that we have to connect to and then get back to town county dispatch. That would get rid of the fixed network equipment that we own. We would just get on the state police system. But yes, you would have to get portable radios that are capable of getting on that system. And they can be expensive, but they last 5 to 10 years, the radios. A little more expensive than the radios we use today, because the radios we use today are expensive as well. They're a little more expensive, but it gets rid of the fixed network equipment that we have in the firehouse, and we just let the state maintain that.
What's the cost?
For getting in right now as the MOU, or what would it be for a radio?
A radio.
Radios can be anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000, a portable radio.
And how many would you have? I mean, I assume, like the chief would have one and there'd be one at the
Yep.
station and.
Well, right now, all the line officers have them, so that's about 6 of us. And then in the apparatus as well, we have radios. So it was something to plan for, but it is the way that towns around us. I know Coventry PD just got on it, UConn's on it, and a lot of the bigger cities are going on the state system because, again, they don't have to maintain any fixed network equipment anymore. As it expires, it's time to, the radios get old, they need replacing, and then that's another expense. So,
Okay.
but right now, the opportunity just to sign an MOU and then we can look at it down the road, it seems like a great idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion then. Like the motion to authorize Stephen M. Everett to sign the DESPP memorandum of understanding, which will allow us to get on this program at some point in the future. All right, Bill,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Rob, I say yes. Okay. Next on 8.3, approval of town Columbia Road Race, August 13th, 2021. I assume this is the race we've normally had in the past, and they're just changing the route slightly.
This a steeplechase?
I'm not
No,
sure.
this is a road race. A steeplechase is
Road
the
race.
bike.
They're running.
They're right. This is a road race.
This is the race that usually, I guess in the past, they've been running from around Henneken Road down to Lake Road and back, I think, and now they're going to run down Henneken Road and then around Rec Park, apparently.
Right, they've changed the route slightly from when we used to run this race.
Is that benefit of some of the improvements of the park, or just they want to keep it more local?
I think they're trying to get rid of that horrible hill of running all the way down Hennequin.
And going up Utley Hill, that's the bomb.
I ran that once. I'll never run it again.
I've ridden my
Killer.
bike. That's a murder hill.
All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve to the town of Columbia Road Race for August 13th, 2021. Lisa,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Judy.
Yes.
Okay. It's 9. Mark, you want to fill us in on the boat lottery and canoe and kayak?
Yes, actually.
Oh, that's the mooring first, lottery mooring.
Yes, so the lottery, since we're remote, Jen and I did the lottery, and I'll tell you, we did not have more people than we had mooring, so everyone got a mooring or a kayak slip. And right now, we have Ann Dunick in kayak slip 1, Lynn Frazier, kayak slip 2, and Rob Salato in kayak slip 3. And then up to moorings, Vicky Rice on mooring 1, Ronald McDonald mooring 2, Greg Stryker mooring 3, Justin, I can't read my writing, Lariah, Lariah. Jennifer Vinci is 4, Brian Dunn is 5, Dan Egan is 6, Michael Watson's 11, and Jeff Lenz is 12.
Oh, for the group.
So we still have room for more if anybody wants some more.
Okay. Appointments and resignations.
Canoe
Appointment
rack.
Oh, the kayak rack.
Isn't that the, okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was the same thing with the, what's the kayak rack? I'm sorry.
Well, we've had requests from people that don't want to leave their kayaks in the water because they tend to have ducks and rain fills them up. So for many years, people have requested, could you have a rack? Many lakes have racks to keep kayaks out of the water, and you just pull it off the rack and throw it in. So we'll treat it just like a mooring. There'll be a small rent for it, but we're going to make it ourselves. Dan Johnson, our facilities maintainer, has it planned out. It'll be 12 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 5 feet high. We're going to place it right on the right side of the boathouse on the lawn, but behind where the kayaks are all moored on the shore. So it'll be a permanent structure right there, and people can just pull the kayak and shoot it right in the lake, and away they go. So I just want to have the board aware of what the plan is.
How many kayaks?
It'll hold.
How big of a rack?
I think we're planning on maybe 6 kayaks. There it is.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's move on to appointments and resignations. Appointment of Mary Rickley.
Reichel.
Reichel,
That's
thank you. Reichel, from alternate member of IWWC Commission to permanent member of the commission. Anyone here to speak? I assume there's a letter, I guess, from John Allen. She's been on alternate, so barring any, I think it's a great thing that she's going to move in to be a permanent member. I make a motion to accept Mary Reichel resignation as an alternate to the IWWC and accept the recommendation from the IWWC Chairman John Allen to be a full member of IWWC. Lisa?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rob? Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, folks.
Town administrator report.
I wanted to make the board aware, we've had so many accidents on our highways, and we received a grant for speed display signs that are solar powered. And I've been working with Trooper DeCarly and Beth Lunt, our Public Works Director. And next step would be to actually apply to the state DOT. They feel the best location for one of the signs is right before Hunt Road on Route 66 on the right side, heading from Hebron towards Columbia. And it's a big open, undeveloped piece of property right there. But they feel before you hit that rise, at least you would know you're way over the speed limit, and maybe that would slow people down before they hit Hunt. So we're thinking that is one location. I want the board to see that and make sure the board agrees. But it's really the decision of the DOT. We have to apply. It's their state highway.
So the only thing I'd like to see that, because you have it right at that last lot, right before Hunt Road. If you were going to put it there, you need to slow them down a quarter mile up the road. That's too late. I'm thinking that sign should be a quarter mile up the hill towards Robinson Farm. I think that's just a horrible corner. People are all traveling too fast that whole stretch from the top of that hill down.
One challenge would be
I'd like to see it further west,
if you put it back by Skyline or by,
not that far.
okay,
Not like a quarter mile up the road, not even, but that's too close. If that's when they realize they're going 15, 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, it's too late.
does anyone from the fire department have any thoughts? You guys are the ones
Yeah.
dealing with all these accidents on West and 66.
I live around the corner.
Yeah,
I live on Hunt Road.
we do have some thoughts, but it goes beyond the speed limit sign, and I'm not sure that this is the right time without warning to bring something like that up.
Meaning like a turn lane?
Turn lanes.
Right.
It won't
We
do it.
realize that's probably the ultimate solution.
Well, I know they'll never put a signal up there, but the left turn lanes that work on Route 6, it's just mind boggling that it wouldn't work on Route 66. 'Cause
So I
people
had
just
asked
can't
Steve-
see.
I
Yeah.
had asked Steve. Steve has already talked to them about narrowing the road, putting in left-hand turn lanes. The state says no.
Stuff, we were there twice last weekend.
Yes, you were.
One of them was just somebody went off the side, but the other one was the typical coming out of Columbia to turn left onto Hunt. Somebody was lined up to turn left onto West, and you can't see up behind them, and somebody just went around on the right like normal. And we've had fatal accidents that way there, so
It's an awful spot.
it's scary. It's tough.
Yeah.
I try to avoid that intersection myself.
So you think that's worse than the Hennequin Road?
I do, because when you come down Hennequin from each side, you can see other cars
Yes.
that are passing on the right, because the
You're
way
right.
you come down the hill, you can see behind. When you come up out of Columbia, heading towards Hebron, and there's a car to turn left onto West, and you want to go left, you can't see behind them, and people just zip around and go.
You're right. You're right.
If you could do the turn lanes, it would line them up straight with each other, so you'd see down the passenger side of the other car. You'd know if somebody's zipping around.
Well,
But-
our accident data keeps getting worse there. That a reapplication again, saying, look, guys, something has to change. This is far too many accidents here.
Mhm.
I'll consult with DOT as well to see what they recommend. We haven't
Bless you.
actually applied yet.
Yeah, I think that those speed limit signs are good. I guess it's where's the best spot to put it. I mean, I'm thinking people pay attention to it and slow down, but it's where's the best spot? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think like Lisa said, coming out of Hebron, maybe near the Rana farm somewhere just before the intersection,
Yeah.
but not too close, but not too far away, like Robinson, that's too far away.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're
The other spot we were thinking is over on 87, as you start coming into the banking turns before the dam.
Mhm.
That
That'd be a
seems to
place.
be
Yeah.
a really
Well,
bad area as well.
Yep.
But there's all private property, so one challenge would be, yeah, we want the sign, but we don't want it in front of our house. So
right.
that's the challenge there.
All right.
That's all I
Anything
have.
else, anything else, Mark?
No, that's it.
Okay, you got correspondence in your package. They don't need to go over that. Budget. Making my way down to my next thing. There we go.
Transfers.
Transfers. Okay, wow. Well, that's already including this. So we're not approving the transfer money before the town meeting, are we?
No, that's just for information only. That'll come later.
Okay,
Um,
all right, so I move we transfer $8,017 from various funds. We got one for $3,567 from workman's compensation to commercial insurance, IT professional tech to machine equipment, less than 5,000, professional tech to machine equipment, that's $800, and then legal notices to salaries, $44. All in favor, Judy,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Rob, yes. Okay, transfers.
There's no refunds, Rob.
Okay. So we're going to paying bills next?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The biggie is again, cutting trees.
All right, everyone else had to look it over, but any comments on the paying of bills before we make a motion? Or questions, I should say.
I always look at the big expenses, and the cutting the trees is again the big one.
Unfortunately, it's
Something we're gonna be doing for a while.
okay. Here are no other questions. I move that we pay
Pay the bills.
pay the bills amount of $55,195.13. We got emergency funds of $363, regular 43,000, actually it's $51,603.41. And then credit card paychecks, $3,228.15. Bill,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Rob, yes. Okay, we paid the bills. Any other comments for audiences of citizens? Anyone got something they want to say? Nobody there, Mark?
Oh, wait, let me look at chat. Thanks. I was vegging. No, no one in chat. I don't see anybody waving their hand. I just want to thank the fire department for pulling together the whole rescue truck. I know it's been a long haul, but we'll look forward to getting it on order.
It's great. Okay, no other comments. Board members have any comments?
Do you remember how we put the stop sign at the end of, gosh, on Cards Mill Road in the weird curve? There were comments on Facebook over at Old Willimantic and Cards Mill that that's a two-way stop and that there's confusion there and it can be dangerous. And the thought was either to put up signs that say, you know, oncoming traffic doesn't stop, or put in that third stop sign. So it's something to consider.
I just asked Beth Lund to give me a recommendation. We went over that today and we reviewed all the comments. And right, the two options are a third stop sign or identifying that the oncoming traffic does not stop.
Something should be done. I drive that road a lot.
Probably the easiest is a third stop sign. Just the danger of the third stop sign is someone might not stop and fly straight through.
Yeah, they learn.
Right.
I think people like this. Most people seem to like the other one that we put up the road. I forget the name of that. It's not Kingsley. Kingsley's in Lebanon, but I forget.
It's Old Willimantic.
Not Baker Hill, Lisa.
Baker Hill. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name, but that one works. Not everybody doesn't always stop, but everybody kind of stops. And so it goes smoother. It's definitely safer.
I'll get a recommendation and then bring it back to the board for the legal traffic authority to talk about.
Mark, I see we don't have executive meeting.
We do. We have real
Okay.
estate to discuss in executive session.
Okay. All right, I moved that I guess I moved to go with executive session. I guess you have to clean the board.
And that's at 7:39. And
Hi,
I'm
guys.
sorry, 7:39.
and you want to invite me in?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I'll still let you
I don't know what the subject is, so I'm not sure who would be appropriate, but
Real estate.
It's real estate. A land purchase.
Okay,
We need to keep Bev.
And Ian?
yeah, is this something in Ann's in
Ian is
purview?
aware of it, and so is Beverly.
Okay, so we'll invite them in.
Okay.
Good night, Jen.
Night, Jen.
Good night.
Again.
Talk later.
I'm gonna
Good
stop
night.
recording. Recording came back on at 7:59. We're out of executive session.
Okay, I move that we adjourn.
And no votes were taken.
And no votes were taken during the meeting.
Taken.
All in favor, Bill,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Rob, yes. It was a pleasure to meet with you folks. Someday
Good night,
we have to do it in
Good night.
person.
Have a good night.
Okay, good
You
night.
too.
Good night.
Thanks, Bev.
Good night, everyone.
Getting ready for all this.